Do y'all remember the beginning of It Has the Light of My Fish Tank? Do I like extra speaking? Do y'all remember when I was crying in my first vlog after winning 60K? I decided we're gonna run it back. I just really like how that one went, you know, just structurally, and so I just thought, you know, we'd run it back. Just rinse and repeat with that one. I'm dead. Hey y'all, last time you saw me, I was a stream regular on the Texas streams and, you know, had a little following, but once the cheating scandal happened, I had the idea for these sketch comedy videos that involved sort of my character acting background, and I decided to make a meal out of it. You know, it was October, so Halloween Spirit was open. I got all the wigs and y'all really liked them. They did really well on Twitter, so I ended up making 3 of these videos and it opened some doors. The original video ended up getting over 269,000 views on Twitter, and Joey even invited me on his live show, which was such an honor. Thank you, Joey. I've been watching hours of that show, obviously, to get all these characters down. It wasn't long after that before Hustler invited me to come back to LA, and, you know, I checked my schedule and I found time for it. Okay, y'all, here I am at Hustler Casino. I have to go have a really weird conversation right now because I have my luggage with me. Because, you know, it's a whole trip, right? But, like, casinos are weird about you having luggage, especially one like this. It's, like, not a resort. So it's like I have to have a weird awkward combo and be like, hey, I'm on the stream and I want to get ready in your bathroom. I'm not wearing makeup yet. Do you mind? And I got really stoned before that conversation, and I don't know if that was the smartest. That is such a classic Caitlin moment. I literally get stoned and overthink social interactions all the time. Like, why would I think that's a big deal? I'm a silly loon. Let's dive straight into the show. This is obviously a super fun lineup. We got Harry Bob, we got Rampage, we got the lovely, lovely ladies, Miss Margot, Miss Sia, Miss Shishimi, we got D-Gaff. We're gonna get right into it. I have Jack 10. It is called around to me. I decide not to squeeze, and we take it 5 ways to the flop. I flop top pair and a flush draw. Checks over to DK with 9s, who decides to take a stab at it. He bets out 300. Rampage lets it go. Sia is gonna call with top pair, no kicker. Aaron's gonna come along with his flush draw. I don't wanna take this 4 ways. I'm gonna go ahead and raise it up. I make it $1,200 to go. DK lets go of his 9s. Sia gets out of the way with her top pair, no kicker, and now it's me and Aaron with our flush draws headed to the turn. Boom, I make my flush. Good news, right? And he checks it over to me. So I decide I have a made hand. You know, why wouldn't I bet 2/3 pot? So I'm thinking about it. I take my time and I put out the 2/3 pot bet size. He snap shoves on top of me. Immediately, I'm starting to think he definitely has me beat. He hasn't played a lot of hands, and I sit here and I tank for, I think, 30 or 45 seconds. It's 30 seconds, okay? So, and I'm just like trying to find a reason to fold, but I can't. I'm blocking a lot of the stuff that beats me. So I eventually find the call and I'm drawing dead, and here we are, beginning the game, 10K stuck. After that hand, I'm demoralized, but you know, a flush over a flush is a cooler hand. We have to shake it off and move on. I get King 7 suited on the button, and I go ahead and open, and DK and Rampage decide they're gonna come 3 ways to the flop with me. And here comes the flop. Oh my God, 2 pair. What an amazing hand to have against these 2 players. When they check it over to me, I bet very small. I wanna keep them in. I bet quarter pot at about 210. DK says absolutely not. I have top pair, so he raises me up to 420. Min click, excuse you, sir. At this point, I'm really considering a 3-bet because I'm blocking most of the sets, and I don't think he has queens or king-queen because I think he's raising pre-flop with that hand. So I go ahead and call the min click, and I'm putting him on a draw at this point. 8 peels off at the turn. That doesn't complete any of the draws on the flop. So when he checks over to me a second time after the raise, I decide I definitely want to bet. My hand wants protection. I put out a bet of 1,300. Really chunky, almost pot size bet. And this is what makes DK so hard to play again. This man double check raises me. Here he's putting in a chip to make it $4,000. At this point, I really think he's on a draw. He plays quite chaotically, and he doesn't have any sets here. What does he have, a set of 8s? He's not check raising that on the flop. I mean, he's raising Jack 10, he's raising hearts. He can't have 7s or kings, so I decide to shove all the way in, get him off his draw, get out of my pot, DK. Like, it's just that simple. So the reason why it was so obvious to me that he was on a draw is because I've only played with a handful of players that are this type, and whenever they do the double check raise, anecdotally, in my experience, it's been a flush draw. There's nothing in the theory or the solver that's taught me that. That's just experience. Unfortunately, I was wrong. He was check raising with top pair, and he turned a better 2 pair. This is my nightmare. In what universe does a player with his profile fold 2 pair here? Even why don't I have a set? Why isn't he paying me with a set? But unfortunately, no. He got the absolute miracle turn card, and so for that, he gets my stack. He absolutely gets my stack. I am drawing dead to a 7. I don't know that yet, but when I get the call, I definitely know. I think the rivers may be okay when all the draws brick, but nope. He has that hand somehow. Wow. Okay. So at this point, the stream is almost over. So I decided to just take my exit early and end this nightmare. My Lord, get me out of California. Oh, Las Vegas, that's better. Home where I belong. So I check into my room at the Aria straight away, and I immediately, of course, I put out my Caitlin bat signal to let everyone know I'm in town, and my girl Lily answers the call. She's an amazing life coach. Check out her content. Great for manifestation, for business, entrepreneurs. Check her out. So I hit my sexy little butt over the Wynn to sit in her girlfriend chair, and of course I end up playing. And then while I'm playing at the Wynn, I get invited to be on OnlyFriends. I love that show.
We're going to talk to the hottest content creator out there right now, Caitlin. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Comiskey?
Comiskey.
Okay. Yeah. It's a very Chicago name. That's where I thought you were from.
Exactly. Yeah, it's Irish, just like Comiskey Park in Chicago. Perfect.
Okay. So I'm in the right. Unfortunate you got the wrong Chicago team though.
I don't.
Not that. Yeah, I mean, not that.
What is that? The Cubs Stadium? I'm not even on board. I don't.
The Cubs is Wrigley. To be clear, I don't know what modicum means.
Modicum, baby. It's modicum.
See, I can't even pronounce it.
It's okay. Not all of us took Latin.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, Latin. I thought that was dead.
Well, not to the evangelical Christians that raised me and educated me. It's not. They still think it's very important.
Okay, that's completely fair. How many years of Latin did you take?
7.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because we started in the 5th grade, and then when you got to high school, you had to do like Spanish or French, but then you could also continue on with Latin if you were willing to have a 0-hour period class and get there at 7 a.m. And I wanted to go to the best of the best schools, so I got my butt up at 7.
So Latin was good for getting into school.
Low-key, she knows more words than you.
No,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's
she got into NYU
obvious.
by taking Latin.
Yeah,
I fucked the dean. Are we allowed to curse? I'm so sorry. Sometimes they come to me mad. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're not nervous at all anymore. You're good.
So anytime I'm in Vegas, I gotta visit my bellboys, the 510 at the Bellagio. Jamie Kerstetter actually bought that flower so that some nice lady could buy drugs. And then she took me to the Velveteen Rabbit, and we got cocktails and had girl chats and so much fun. Then we met up with Lindsay at Stone's. We all rode the mechanical bull, even though Jamie was dressed up like Business Barbie. And she better not be mad at me for this, because she looks hot as hell. I'm not even asking you, Jamie, because girl, you better work. So we all did like some country western dancing, because it's like that kind of thing where like some guy is like, hey, you want to dance? You're like, I don't know how. And he's like, I'll lead. And then he looks stupid. But I love Jamie so much, like would die for her. And another fun thing about my Vegas trips, y'all, is I walk so much. Over this trip, I think I nearly walked a marathon. I get in one more bell session before Marley, god damn it, I love this woman, drives me to the airport. But I am like super early to the airport for me, so I end up having like 2 doubles, because the bartenders are like, hey, you want to do a double for $4 more? And then all of a sudden, here I am just shit-faced on the airplane. Whoops-a-doozy.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Bulliati.
So my GPS told me there was an accident on I-35, and I was going to be late if I took 35, and I was going to be slightly less late if I did not 35. But I took not 39, and I hit every light. I panicked and missed turns, and I got caught in a train.
The captain called
I obviously
all hands
panicked in the
and
car,
forward
and
did
I
that
arrived
brave
18 minutes late. But while in the car, I made my peace with it, and I said, hey, the universe saved you from a cooler. You only lost, I think I lost 11 big blinds from being late. Anyway, I get my cards early in the session. I play really well, and I'm at 1,000,000 chips at level 3. Every time there's 69 players left, you got to tell Kaina, because, that's her jam. When I look around at the redraw, I say, girl, this is your tournament to lose. I'm doing really well until this moment. I 4 cold bet jam, ace king suited, ace jack tank calls. Great, jack on the flop, sounds terrific. I double up this guy right before dinner break. I'm really upset. I haven't been coolered since day 1, but here we are. And then, the fun just doesn't stop because I double up another baby stack from them flopping the nuts when I have jacks. Tremendous. And then here I finally get a gift. Right before dinner break, I get called by a worse pair and I survive. And I'm right back to where I started before the vicious cooler at dinner break. Moving along, here I am with 2 tables remaining and 19 big blinds. Feeling good after I win this massive pot. Couldn't tell you what I did to do it, but it's 9 o'clock and there's 16 players left. Here, I am the one who eliminates the 10th player and brings us to the final table. I wake up with kings when he's shoved with ace queen. No flop. Here we go. Final table time. Final table time. After bringing a healthy stack to the final table, I get in a 3-way all-in. I call off ace-king suited and ace-jack suited. I'm not at risk. There's 9 million in the center. Oh my gosh, is that a queen on the flop? Oh my gosh, is it about to... Oh my god, it held! It held 3 ways! I now have a quarter of the chips in play. I have a 9 million chips with 7 players remaining. I get a little cocky, so I quit filming. But then the 5th player gets eliminated when he goes all in with queens, and then the board runs out quad kings. So ace queen takes it down with quad kings ace high. Could you believe it? That guy was next to go, couldn't remember what he did, but then it's 3-handed between my buddy Ari, Victor, who's GM at TCH Dallas, and me. Here, Ari was the chip leader, but he gave some chips to Victor. Here, Ari gets it straight back from Victor, top pair versus set. Here, Victor finally gets eliminated when he calls off with a draw and doesn't get there versus Ari's aces. I'm now heads up for the 2nd time this year for 100 grand. So he started a 3-1 chip lead with me and I refused to chop. I battle back. This is pretty much the crescendo of our battle between when I make this flush with Jack 10 off. It gets a little hazy after this, y'all, because we were really battling there. Ari, my buddy, God bless him, he runs pure. He makes trips, or he makes a flush when I have trips. He runs really well and he wanted it a little bit more that day. He dug his heels in, and big congrats to one of my favorite Persian buddies, Ari. You keep the 93 and the trophy, but I'll still take this 55 home with me. Thank you very much. Hey y'all, what's up? I won 60K last night. If you're wondering, hey Caitlin, why aren't you wearing any clothes? It's because I don't have any clean ones, okay? I got 2nd place in our tournament again. Always a bridesmaid. But I won 55K, which is, just monumental. And I have over 120 in tournament scores in my first calendar year of playing tournaments. I didn't even play that many. But now I have to get ready to be on the Lodge live stream. It's a Halloween stream. Got my hair up in a thing. I'm gonna pop in my contacts and I'm gonna become scary. Wish me luck. So if that chaotic, naked monologue I just gave wasn't obvious and made it obvious enough to you, I had no sleep after that. We played the tournament until 3 in the morning. I go and I do the full makeup, and for whatever it's worth, the makeup was a slay. But obviously, y'all, I was a bit manic, I was a bit revved up, and I was not my best self. I'm not going to be including hands or footage beyond this from the stream because, it wasn't my finest hour. I'll link it in the description, and, I've apologized to the Lodge staff and, these other players. Not my best moment, but, we're playing for a lot of money, and sometimes when you put yourself into bad situations, you're going to learn a really hard lesson, and that's definitely what this stream was for me. Here's the deal. I'm so humiliated. I've never undone something cool that I've done before so quickly. It's sorry, I'm the funny girl. Okay, what's happening? beginning, gentlemen.
Alright, so it's a battle of the fraternity boys, right? We got 2 beers, and they're roughly about 16 to 18 ounces deep. And he's giving me 2-1, and we're just gonna race.
Go. So JWIN absolutely humbles Mosquito Josh at Ming's going away party after we played a stream. I wanted to end my vlog like this. My life is pretty stressful. The ups and downs of high stakes streaming poker are absolutely unimaginable, and I couldn't handle it without these amazing friendships that I have. This slideshow is just 2 weeks in my life. I'm so beyond lucky and blessed to have the friendships that I have from poker, truly.
She's worried that she should delete that because she said dyke, and I'm like, it's cool. But you shouldn't say dyke unless you're dyke. Unless you're a dyke or dyke adjacent.
Dyke adjacent. I'd like to offer a sincere thank you to everyone who plays with me, not only the friends in my life, but the supporters who watch my channel and enjoy my content. I never forget how blessed I am, and I hope you don't either. Stay blessed, y'all.